Oh my god. That was my third try.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
No way!
Unfortunately, what you just saw was me thinking that I had completed the Apocalypse Challenge. Now, when you think of the Apocalypse Challenge, you think hardest challenge in the game on the biggest map in the game. How hard is it really? The clip I'm going to show you first is the unsatisfying and catastrophic ending to one of my runs. First, to have a chance at having a good run, you need good objectives. The best objectives you can have are escape the ghost, repel the ghost, cleanse the area, and capture a photo of the ghost. Acceptable ones that you wouldn't really reset for is EMF reading and parabolic microphone. The objectives that immediately have me reset the run is ghost event, witness a ghost event, stop the ghost from hunting with a crucifix, and blow out a candle. I reset on these because for a ghost event, you have to be near the ghost or inside of the ghost room. And same with a crucifix, you have to be in the ghost room and place down a crucifix. Blowing out a candle, I usually don't do it, but you can get lucky and have it be near a candle of some sort, but I usually reset on that. So as I load in, I look at my objectives and I see I have really good objectives, except for the EMF, which is pretty easy. So I decide those objectives are acceptable and I'm going to go in and hunt the ghost. When I was first doing apocalypse runs, I would grab the camera, a smudge stick with the lighter, and salt. And I would have them in a specific order. Using the lighter as the number 0 spot, I would go one spot over from that, which would be the first spot. I would have the camera in the first spot. Then after that would be the smudge so that I could easily smudge the ghost if it comes near me. And salt in the third so that it's out of the way. The reason for these items is because for the camera, you can get an early photo of the ghost. For smudge tier 3, I feel it's more useful for taking a photo of the ghost and escaping if you have a Dio, and salt to either slow down the ghost and or test for wraith. As I make my way into the building, the ghost will hunt immediately unless it's a little shy. I try to make it to the room on the left past the reception desk because it's easier to loop a Dio there if I get one. Right now I'm listening to how fast the footsteps are. Can you hear it? In this case, you could hear that it was walking really fast and then decided to slow down. I'm really lucky that this was a Dio. Dios are really good for this challenge because it is easy to escape them and you can get the objectives really easily. You can see here how it's really easy to escape the Diogen if you use the tier 3 because the tier 3 pauses the ghost in place. So maybe if you're using it on a faster ghost, it wouldn't be as good unless you find a hiding spot immediately. But here, against the Diogen, it's really useful. I make my way back to the truck and grab the rest of the smudges, and I throw 2 of the 3 smudges near the door so that if the Diogen traps me at the door, I have smudges to use to escape if I don't have one on me at the time. Then I grab the EMF so that on me right now is the camera, a smudge stick, and the EMF so I can complete all of my challenges. Right here, the Dio hunts me, so I have to use my smudge stick to get around it. Now that I have space behind me to run away from the ghost, I'm able to snap a picture, and even if I don't get it on the first few attempts, I have 10 chances to get the ghost photo, which thankfully I get. and I don't have to use 10. Once the Dio has stopped hunting, I pull out my EMF, so hopefully I can get a reading, which I do. I get a door touch, or a thrown object, I'm not really sure. And so I've just completed all of my objectives, I've gotten the ghost photo, and I know what the ghost is. I have just completed the Gold Apocalypse trophy. But this is the same clip from the beginning of the video. How does it all go wrong?
This was like my third try. This was my third try. This was my third try.
Did you see it? Did you see what I did wrong? Let me rewind it. I was so excited that I got the challenge done that I just completely ignored the fact that I needed to actually fill out a Dio, and I failed the challenge.
Oh my god. That was my third try.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
No way!
This next clip is just a funny little thing that happened to me. So I know where the ghost is. It's the right hallway of the chapel. So when you enter the building, you go all the way down straight, you turn right, then you turn left, and that hallway is where the ghost is. It caught me by surprise when I enter the building and the ghost decides to follow me and throw the bell, which makes me quickly retreat out of the building because that scares me. From the bell experience, I know that this is either a really far roaming ghost or a teleporting ghost. So I have 3 suspects in mind: Wraith, Banshee, Phantom. But the answer is a little more shocking, I would say. I guess Wraith, I didn't really know. Or Banshee, I forget. I didn't see what I chose. And the answer was that it mimicked.
Welcome back. I've
It
prepared some jobs
mimicked
for
a
you.
ghost type of whatever it was, Wraith, Phantom, Banshee. And that's how I died. Not one hunt was a Dio. That would have been very obvious to me that that was a mimic. Fortunately, it is what it is. And finally, the last clip is me actually completing the Apocalypse Challenge. The run took over 20 minutes because I used a strat that I like to call Coward Strat, where you hide in a room, and once you hear the ghost, after around 40 to 45 seconds, you call it into your room, smudge it, take a photo of it, and have all your objectives complete, unless you have different objectives. That's how I get the ghost photo, is I hide, and I use the light switches in the room, because the light switches, you can't flip a light switch when the ghost is hunting. And so I set a timer on my phone to eliminate demon, but I also heard the ghost footsteps. The ghost footsteps were a little bit slower. So that eliminates almost every ghost. Almost every ghost. Except for a couple. The ghost I hear is not normal speed, but isn't super slow. Which could mean maybe a Hantu. Definitely not a Revenant. That would be a lot slower. And definitely not a Dio because it never found me. So the twins in the game, they're about 10% slower if you have a slow twin, or 10% faster if you have a fast twin. Now, I might be a superhuman or something, but I could definitely hear that this was 100% about 10% slower than what I'm used to hearing. You'd need to be listening to the footsteps for a while, like I have, to know what normal speed is versus what slowed down or sped up by like 10% would be. But at that point, I know if it's slow again or slightly faster, this is 100% twins, which I do hear. It's slow, fast, and so I know this is twins. So because of that hunt, I hear that it's slower. So I mark off everything except for Revenant, Hantu, Raiju, Mimic, Twins. I don't know why. I thought maybe it was a Revenant. Definitely not a Revenant. I don't know why I did Raiju. I think that was a mistake. It could be the Mimic because it could trick me. It will slow that hunt, but it could just speed up or become normal speed, which I would easily know if it was a Mimic because it would mimic into something else. And obviously the Twins because it sounded 10% slower to me. This video is an 8 times speed because it just takes so long for the ghost to be able to wander over to me with 40 seconds left. Because like I was saying, when the ghost starts hunting, it you are not able to flip a light switch. So when it starts hunting and I'm not able to flip the light switch, I start a timer on my phone, and after 1 minute the timer stops because it's not hunting anymore. So I would wait until the ghost came near me around the 40-second mark so I could call it over and smudge it so that it stays in place so I could take a photo of it. This took so long because the ghost would never come near me at all. Even if there was 20 seconds left, 5 seconds left, it would never come near me until the moment it did, where I took full advantage of it. So here's the part where I was talking about where I call the ghost over and I smudge and take a picture of it. So I called it over with my radio because it can sense it, and I use the smudge, which pauses it, and I quickly snap the photo. And since it's so late in the hunt is over, and I'm able to leave. And I completed every single one of my challenges. I actually filled in the ghost type this time, and I got the ghost photo. Apocalypse done.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
So that's the story of how I got the Gold Apocalypse trophy and had horrible heartbreak along the way.